All right, we are back at DeSoto River for part 2 of episode 6 of River City Sports Media, River at the Roundtable. Thank you to our sponsors, Haynes Chevrolet in South Webster, Deemer's Food Fair in Willersburg. We have the Portsmouth Brewing Company, the UPS store in Portsmouth, and then, of course, obviously the DeSoto River that hosts us week in and week out. Next on the agenda, guys, is Notre Dame softball. So Notre Dame softball last night, huge accomplishment, D7, state champions last night. Huge for Coach Ford, Coach Entler, and that coaching staff to win the D7 state championship and represent Southern Ohio. Kind of, we mentioned earlier, you know, there's not much respect for Southern Ohio south of 270, and maybe it stretches down to maybe Circleville, Chillicothe, but past that down here, we don't get anything. So kudos to them for putting Portsmouth Notre Dame on the map yesterday.
Yeah.
Obviously. Ryan?
Impressive. What did they do? What were they, like 18-3 run differential up there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
impressive.
The semifinal game, I think Chad said they left 13 runners on base.
They did. Yeah, they left 13 runners stranded. Finished the season with 1 loss. That's impressive. They had 1 loss the entire season
Hillsborough?
to Hillsborough.
And Hillsborough just lost in the state semifinals?
Yep. Hillsborough lost in the state semi. D3, D4.
Way bigger.
Yeah, way bigger school, right? So shout out to them. And then shout out to Hillsborough. I mean,
Yeah,
for making it that far.
absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
You know, they're not an SOC school or whatever, but we still pretty much a local school. But shout out to them. But again, like, you know, talking to Coach Ford yesterday, they were going back to the hotel. They were going to party like it's 1999. You know, making history for Portsmouth Notre Dame, D7. And guys, they got a lot of returners next year. They only graduated a couple seniors. The pitching will be back. The bomb hitter for them, you know, the long ball hitter, you know, Swords will be back. She's just a sophomore. So the future looks even bright again next year for Notre Dame.
And the freshman, slipping my mind. It's Ben Spicer's cousin. What? Yeah, Audrey Bach.
Yeah.
She was, as a freshman, to crack that lineup.
Yeah.
To be a player in that lineup, not just a, hey, we're going to throw
She
you
didn't
in.
fill a role.
No, she
had a role.
She had a role, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's huge when you have a freshman that steps in that situation and elevates their game and make that team even better. But again, huge shout out to the Portsmouth Notre Dame Titans, D7 state champions in softball, big win in the state championship game. They just plowed through competition and tournament. So kudos to them. I know talking to Coach Entler and Coach Ford last week, they were up watching Willersburg at OU. And the three of us were in agreement. It was theirs to lose. They had to stumble on their own feet to not win this. And I think to keep those kids, those girls grounded, focused mentally, and put the work in and accomplish what they did, huge shout out.
Absolutely, yeah. And so here's my next question. If Willersburg does handle business tonight, which like we think that they will, hey, shout out, we will be there.
Yes.
The radar is heading on up the highway. If they do handle business in the fashion that they've been winning, that could be 2 of the most dominant state title runs. Well, 3 if you count Ironton, because Ironton won. Like Southern Ohio could have 3 of the most dominant state title runs.
Look up Portsmouth girls, man. They
Portsmouth
were
girls,
pretty.
that's what I'm
Portsmouth
saying.
girls.
Hey, but 270 above is better.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sports are always better up
but,
north, right?
But, so you could have potentially like Portsmouth won.
So you could have
state-
4 state champions,
And-
5 state champions, because you got Cameron Phillips from Valley and
In a
golf.
20-mile radius.
Yeah, so yeah, and that's my thing is like Ironton won the state semifinal 60 to whatever it was. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And then Portsmouth won the state semifinal by maybe Fairland by what 40.
It was
Yeah.
big.
And then you Notre Dame, I think 18-3, and just in Akron alone,
Yeah.
18-3. And
So-
then Willersburg won 15-2 yesterday.
So throw this off the wall and let it stick for a second.
So
All these little schools, we had kids in here from Green, D7 Notre Dame,
Yeah.
D5 Willersburg, Portsmouth girls, you know, with the basketball, Cameron Phillips representing Valley and winning the state in golf. So throw this on the wall and let it stick. 2 schools in DeSoto County East, DeSoto County West, DeSoto County North, DeSoto County South, whatever you want to call it, and you start combining these schools, how good are those programs competing with the teams up north at that point, right?
Kind of like how Greenham County does. You got Greenham County, Boyd County. all
Yeah,
those
so
schools. You
you draw a line, and these schools go here, these schools go here, you combine. what kind of athletic programs are they going to have at that point? We're competing with the guys up north already. Now we're embarrassing you.
Could you imagine if you combined Portsmouth's girls basketball team and West basketball team, and then you throw in Notre Dame was a really good program. Like if you combined all those together, and that could be your
Coaching dream.
Oh yeah,
Coaching dream.
You ain't even got a coach. You just sit there and like,
Yeah, you
good
still
luck.
drive the
Sit
bus.
there. Yeah,
Drive the bus at that point, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
So Willersburg tonight, opportunity to win the D5 state championship for them. Yes, the Radar Trent will be there. He is making that 4-hour drive for that coverage tonight. Shout out to Coach Ruby. Always gives us at River City Sports Media love her and her players, giving us first priority with interviews and everything, which is huge for them. Again, that's why we follow them along with everybody else to give them their shine and their flowers. But Coach Ruby the other day when they were at Ohio University, and I cut the interview after they won the regional championship. I had to cut the interview twice. Had to call Trent. She didn't like some of the questions I'd asked her about at what point did she start calling that program a potential dynasty for what she's done in the 11 years she's there. She doesn't like that, but she's got the footprint for that. So again, those girls today, again, we talked about the mental aspect with Coach Ford, keeping those girls in. Coach Ruby and them had that same challenge today. Stayed in Akron. They win last night. They stay in Akron. Got all day today. They don't play till 8 o'clock tonight. That's a challenge for those kids to stay focused and get ready and prepared for that game.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. But I know it gets used a lot. These girls are on a revenge tour. The way it ended last year, they're coming for blood. Like it's like they are coming. They're like a shark. As soon as they smell that blood in the water, they are coming. They're attacking. And the minute ask Wellston, it was a 1-0 game, and then in one inning you're like, oh, you look up and it's 6-0, and you're like, oh, this is not good.
I agree. I mean, I agree. It's every tournament game. It seems that they get more aggressive, and it's all gas and no brakes. All gas, no brakes for them.
They just look like. I ain't gonna say it's the best thing that could have happened for them, but the way that they lost last year after Rundle and Webster twice, and then coming up and losing in the tournament, like it was like a reality check. It's like, oh, maybe we are Willersburg, but we can't just show up and beat everybody.
But not everybody fears that name, Pirates.
No,
not everybody.
No, but they should this year because the Pirates are. They ain't nobody burning that boat, though.
No.
That's on Mike Green.
It is. So, shout out to Coach Ruby, her coaching staff, the effort they put in there. I mean, she's added a few new coaches over the years, but, I mean, from day one, she's had 3 coaches who's been there. Coach Sayers is there. Coach Eastep has a lot of involvement in that program. Coach Fannin, she's there. They just brought on Eller halfway through the season. Played at Willersburg, had her college career at Ashland University. They brought Eller in as well. You got Jackie Conley up there, the pitching coach. So just a well-rounded coaching staff up there, and that's what it takes. I mean, that's what it takes. Everybody's got a specialty item up there. Coach Reitzel. So just huge shout out to that coaching staff, to Willersburg. I mean, Teresa's looking to win her 4th state championship.
Can we? I just want to give a shout out, just something real quick, because everybody talked about when Andy Joe leaves, what's their pitching going to look like? And Kaylin Carter has taken that challenge, and she has actually probably raised the expectations because there's been no dip off. There's been no drop off, nothing. It's just like, she's on the mound, you're lucky if you get 1 or 2 runs.
Yep.
And she's just cooking.
And you guys have Caitlin Carter didn't get to throw a lot of innings last year.
That's what I'm saying.
It was Andy Joe, right?
Yeah.
She threw as a freshman, state champion as a freshman. She threw as a freshman. She walked in there in the state championship game.
So
there's been no drop off.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
There's not a lot of programs that have 2 studs, 2 horses to ride.
With Katie Boggs, everybody's like, oh, and Lakin Wright. Lakin Wright's been on that bat has been on fire.
Yesterday, she set a state record yesterday.
Yeah.
With doubles.
Yeah, that's just scary. I mean, if you're only giving up 1 or 2 runs playing Willersburg, good luck. I mean, how are you?
Yeah, no kidding.
Going through that lineup, I mean, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You have.
I will say this. I was impressed yesterday. They did not back away from Katie Boggs or Carter. They threw to them. Of course, Carter made them pay for one.
Yeah, they probably should have. That's probably, that's probably not a smart idea.
But again, yes, River City Sports Media, we will be live. We will have coverage tonight 8 o'clock game at Akron Firestone Stadium for the Williamsburg Pirates. Good luck to them. Area baseball. Guys, we got anybody left in area baseball?
No. Webster was the last of the Mohicans.
They were. I mean, Webster, made a run to the regional championship in the D7, getting beat by Newark Catholic.
Yeah.
Good run for Coach McClinic and the South Webster Jeeps. Valley got knocked off, this week as well. Shout out to Valley, huge success for Coach Crabtree, for those guys. Great job for them. I feel that him beating Willisburg at Valley, turn around. The Powell kid throws a no-hitter, huge. I'd say probably the biggest disappointment this year with high school baseball in this area would probably be Willisburg. I mean, Derek Moore struggling getting over the hump.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got athletes, he's got this, but what's it going to take for Coach? I mean, everybody right now has got Coach Moore's number for the last couple of years. He's got to get over that hump soon. That's for sure.
I think he'll get there. I think he'll get there. He's still a young coach.
He is.
He played a lot of baseball, but coaching-wise, he's very young.
And I'll take an analogy from an old school coach. Just because you was a good player doesn't mean you're a good coach, and just because you're a good coach don't mean you're a good player.
Most of the time, your best coaches are your average players.
Correct.
Dude, as far as a player though, I think he has a he has a record that will never be broke. I don't think. Dude, he's never lost a game. Never lost a game he started pitching.
That's
was that
true.
high school or was that college too?
The high school. High school.
Yeah,
So he was Derek was in the Guinness Book of World Records for not losing a high school game. 50-some games, I think is what it was. It got broken a couple years ago.
Oh,
there was a
did
kid
get
from
broke.
Ohio that broke it. Yeah, there was. He
I
beat it
figured
by.
that-
He finished the year like 1 or 2 more wins than Derek.
I figured that would be in there for a while.
Hey, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, let's get Heinz's picks and then we'll.
All right,
get into-
Heinz.
Man,
You
they've
got,
been
you got
so.
track real quick. You got anybody in the state track meet?
Yeah. So we got let me
We got a few competitors for the state track meets
yeah,
coming up.
So we have right now up there. We have. Let me find it. I thought I had it written down. That's on me.
I think Braden Mantell qualified from South Webster.
He did. Yeah. Braden Mantell qualified.
Willisburg's
Yeah,
4x2 team qualified
4x2.
as well. Willisburg had
Hostetler should have been.
Hostetler.
Yeah.
She's there.
Yeah.
Imna is there as well.
Yeah, Ice is
and
up
Imna.
there. Armbruster.
Armbruster from Northwest.
From Northwest
Doing
is up
discus.
there, right.
Pedro Bryan
Yeah. he's
from
up
Waverly.
there.
Stud kid, I'm telling you. When we
Yeah.
covered the SOC meet, that kid, 4 events she ran in and she just dominated 4
Man,
events.
it was.
I mean, just flat dominated. Notre Dame's got a kid, I believe, a runner.
Ryan Purcell.
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 So I got it right here. So Bird, we have shot put is Ella Hostetler and Ison Emmett. Discus, Ella Hostetler and Caston Atkins.
Yep.
High jump, Kenyon Evans is up there.
Yeah, Kenyon.
Kenyon's up there. The 4x1 for the 4x1 for Wheelersburg. Kanan Arthur, Kenyon Evans, Kason Witt, and Clark Weller. Xander Mowry's an alternate for that, but he's banged up right now,
Yeah.
so they don't know if he'll be able to go. 4x4 for Wheelersburg, Elijah Brown, Ethan Hostetler, Clark Weller, Kason Witt, and then Xander Mowry's alternate. Valley, Aiden Wattell, 400 meter, he's up there. Dane Smith for Valley, shot put is up there. Valley's 4x2 made it.
Yes.
They have Aiden Wattell, Zach Witt, Gideon Toller, and Anthony Aaron. And Notre Dame has Ryan Purcell. Northwest is Aiden Armbruster. South Webster, Braden Mantell. Waverly is Paige O'Brien.
Yep.
So that's all I'm aware of. If anybody else has any that we missed, it's hard to find track whenever it's just there's so many events being ran
Yeah.
that you don't know.
If they do, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't leave anybody out
No, we don't
on
want to
purpose.
leave anybody out. So if anybody else, I feel like the Click kid probably would have made it from Portsmouth.
Yeah.
But I researched it. I couldn't find it.
Couldn't find.
But he
He's
broke-
an 800 runner.
Yeah, he's a distance
He
runner.
broke the school record?
Yeah, he did. When we was over here at the Portsmouth meet, he broke the school record.
He's just a sophomore.
I think so.
Yeah, he's just a sophomore, his dad said. So shout out to him. I mean, but again, there's proof. Again, Southern Ohio, right there. We got kids that are going to compete in the state track meet. I think Portsmouth has a long jumper, Kiki.
Oh, Kiki Woods. Yeah,
Kiki
yeah.
Woods
Yeah.
going for long jump. So again,
it's so hard to Portsmouth.
Yeah.
couldn't find anything on track.
Yeah, so-
I tried, I researched, and it just.
But again, shout out to those kids in this area because going to compete at the state level
Jesse
at Ohio
Owens.
State, at Jesse Owens Stadium, unbelievable. My oldest son ran there. He ran the 100-meter and the 4x2 there. Unbelievable experience. It is crazy. It's the same atmosphere as you go watch a high school football playoff game when it's regional championship or better. It's phenomenal. So again, good luck to all those kids that are going out to compete from the local schools at the state track meet this weekend, this week as well.
Yeah. I think Ella throws today.
Today.
I just seen
Yeah.
Lewisburg track posted.
That is today.
We're doing a backflip in the infield.
Heinz's picks. Heinz. So,
They've been bad.
I know you. I told you 2 weeks ago
bad.
you cost me my son's tuition
Yeah.
because I took the Celtics in the points, and I lost my hind end. So I did redeem myself last night. I found somebody that was crazy enough, and I gave points, and I won half of my wages back because Notre Dame won the D7 state championship. I put the rest of my money on Willersburg today.
I think
Obviously,
you're
if
good.
they win, I will be even. So my kid can go to Ohio State and not crush his dreams.
This is
I
all
like
allegedly. We're not gambling on high school sports.
Correct.
Allegedly.
Yes. So,
No.
what you got for your pick, Heinz?
Man, it's been so bad. I'm gonna switch it up and go hockey tonight. Game 2, Stanley Cup Finals. I'm going under 6.5 goals.
Okay.
A lot of goals in Game 1. We'll go under tonight.
Can,
Actually, the lock tonight though would be I would take Max Power.
there it is. I was
Columbia Theater.
that's where.
Can you get me some back? I mean, can you?
Listen.
Information?
There's a reason I have this belt, right? My tag team partner and I I've carried these belts for over 2 years for a reason because we just can't find any competition to knock us off. So if you don't know what we're talking about, tonight doors open at 6:30, bell time 7:30 at the Columbia here in Portsmouth. Revolutionary Championship Wrestling. We got a great lineup, great card. I know you guys are coming down. You got tickets to come to watch the show tonight. I appreciate that.
Where can people get tickets at?
They can get their tickets. Go to RCW online. There's still a few floor seats. You can get your bleacher seats, general admission. $10 general admission for your bleacher seats. The floor is $15. First row was $20, which has been sold out. But again, so the Columbia, first time we ran there, we got everything set up last night. First time we've been in there. I like the setup. It looks really good. So our opponents tonight, my partner and I, tag team partner, the Black Superman Onyx, we will be taking on Judas Thorne and Violet Vance Desmond. I have history with both of these guys over the 22 years I've been doing this, and there may be a table or two involved in tonight's
Well,
match.
that's what I was going to ask you. So if we clip this part up, how many views do we have to get, views and shares, for you to put me through a table? We'll clip this part up. I want to know. We'll clip it up, put it on there. How many?
I don't. You're the one. You're the pick 'em and hit 'em Heinz.
I don't know. I'd love to.
Truth sake, zero.
Yeah, I think we should just. If anybody watches, I think we should do it.
Yeah, hey, look, hey, we can get 5,000 views and 25 shares. I'll
Yeah.
let you put me through a table.
We'll do that.
Yeah, there you go.
5,000 views, 25 shares,
So
and 100 likes.
there you go. So you got it from right there. If we hit those,
I
the
wanna
next
see
RCW show, I will put the sugar daddy JC Evans through a table.
I've been going to
Would
the gym,
love
so
to
let's
see
go.
it.
Through a table.
Would
So
love to see it.
again tonight, RCW at the Columbia here in Portsmouth. Doors open at 6:30. You can still walk in and get your general admission tickets as well. 6 great matches on the card tonight. A lot of local guys that are people familiar with. Dirk Extreme, Scott Isaac / Trick Nasty will be back tonight in tag action as well. Tank Runyon from Memphis as well. Randy the King Allen is making his farewell tour, we'll call it. But again, tonight, huge. Yeah, so that belt, we've had it for 2 years. And I will call out Pat McAfee for this one, right? So, Mr. I took on Gunther. Mr. I'm a wrestler. I was a punter, played in West Virginia, and now I'm an announcer. I call you out. If you've got the gonads to answer the challenge, McAfee, I will put one half of the RCW tag straps on, and you're more than welcome to show up and take a beating of your life.
Let's go. I like it.
All right. With that, guys, we got any closing words, Hines?
Nope. Enjoy the weekend, and we will. Shrimp will update you from the game tonight. Williamsburg. Yep.
So, guys, again, thank you to our sponsors: Soda River, the Portsmouth UPS, Deemer's Food Fair in Williamsburg, Haynes Chevrolet, Portsmouth Brewing Company. Again, follow us on social media, RCSM at 740, and we will see you next week with some state champions.